Okay, I'd like to go over the HMI screen right now and its functions. And this is what the screen should look like when you first turn the unit on. It says system ready to start. This will change depending on what motion it's in. If there's no air or the RAM is down, this won't come on. It'll say resetting the system. The RAM has to be all the way up and the table has to be all the way out for it to start the cycle. Top is the run count. To reset this, you hold your finger on run count and it'll reset to 0. Purge air allows when it's pushed, air, as you heard, comes out connected to the die and blows out any clay that may be stuck. That happens automatically in the cycle, but that's just there in case you have a problem with clay releasing. Okay, jog screen. RAM up, RAM down, again purge air, and table in and out. I won't move the table in and out because my camera is sitting on the table right now, but this will give you an idea of the jog screen going down and then jog screen up. Okay, when you hit the main screen to go back to the main screen to cycle, the unit will not start in the jog screen. The start button will not work. But when you go back to the main screen, if you have the table down, let's do that, and I go back to the main screen, the system will reset. The RAM will come up, the table will go out, and it will be ready to start. One other thing, if the table is in the midsection here, not in or not out, you cannot lower the RAM. We're worried about damaging the table with it only partially supported. So back to the main screen. Lubricate the die is quite simple. It lowers the RAM down into the oil, the die into the oil, then back up. This is used if you, first time you turned it on and the die is dry, you want to lube it once, fine. Or you go to lunch and the die needs to be lubed again, or you put a new die in. You hit this once, the RAM will go down, sit for the appropriate seconds at the bottom, wait, and then come back up. As you can see, it's telling you what's happening in here. Now the system's ready to start. Timer screen. This one has a password. Right now, you can change the passwords, but right now the password is 1, 2, 3, enter. And I'll go over these. Time in seconds, the RAM remains down the cutting position. This is how many seconds the RAM sits cutting the clay at the bottom. Again, it can be set pretty much anything you want, or even to 0. Time in seconds, the table remains motionless under the RAM after cutting. I put this in thinking that the blast to air, you don't want the table to move out right away because the blast to air may take a little bit to free the clay from the die. So the table will hesitate before it comes. When the RAM starts up, the table will hesitate before it comes out. Time in seconds, the purge air waits before it comes out as the RAM starts up. The purge air, you can have a delay if needed or not. It's up to you. It's there. Sometimes I just have to guess what I need to put in, so it's there. I have it set at 0. Time in seconds, the purge air remains on. As the RAM goes up, how long does the purge air blast for? Again, time in seconds, the cutting die is held in the lubrication oil. So this is in the second cycle when the die is lowered all the way and the table is out, how long it sits on the foam, on the wet foam of oil. This one here is not needed to be changed. I put it in. This brings the RAM up a little past where the sensor first sees it. Pretty much leave it at 3. It's not necessary to change. Lifetime cycles can't be reset. As you can see, I've played with the cycles 87 times. So that's going to tell you into the millions how many cycles the machine has done. Passwords. 3, 2, 1, enter. You can change your passwords here of what you want. Right now it's 1, 2, and 3, or 3, 2, and 1. And just like I said, make sure here that you make note of these passwords because you're not going to be able to get in there. If you get stuck or something, I have a secret one. I'm not going to put it on the video because then that defeats the thing of the passwords, but I have another password we can get you back in if you have to. Let's see, I think that's about it. There's one other thing I wanted to mention too. In the back of the panel here, the main power switch and the start switch, the wires are long enough in the back that they can be switched. So if a person wants to stand on this side more, doesn't have to reach across, you can swap these by just undoing the bezels here and then changing the tags. They're not glued on or anything. And so you can swap them, so work from either side. Again, the same thing with the table here. It might be better for him to slide. This is designed to slide in from this end and center the cutting clay, and batten. But you could also have it over on this side, so you can work from either side on this. And I'll show you the, again, we'll do the run count clearing here, and we'll do a start here. Table going in. Again, my air pressure isn't great. There's a block of steel there simulating the height of the die. Comes down, cuts out. Now you can change it. Soak, back up, and the run count now is at 1. All right. Okay, this is a general walk around here. I do not have the sides guards on the machine at this time. They're being made, but that's pretty self-explanatory. They're held on by some magnets and some supports that will be put on and be delivered that way. The table section here is where you slide your wooden cutting piece in with the clay on top. These can be adjusted to center it some. This one is here just so it can, if you don't, you shouldn't cycle this without a die in it, because it could push push unevenly on the ram. So this kind of centers it on the ram some if you run it without a die. So it's something you can take off if you can remember not to cycle it without a die in there. The gauge itself, the start button, main power on and off, and emergency stop. This will stop the cycle, mid-cycle, anywhere you put this on. So if you hit this, you're going to get a stop. To reset it, hold it on for a couple seconds and it'll go back. Let's cycle it right now, and we can see what happens when so you can see it stops dead in the spot right there. When you hit the reset button, she'll come back out and then be ready to start. It resets the whole system. The run count is still at 0. A full cycle on the start is such. Now my air pressure isn't real high, so it's running a little slow. Come back up, table comes out. You can now change the clay on the table. The die is being lubed, and the ram goes back up. Now it's ready to start again, as you can see. All right, I'm gonna work my way around. These are just guards for the guides, keep them clean. You have the hardware here to hold your die. The way to put that in, it would slide in from the back side here. And you can see there's some guides underneath where you slide your die in. Your air connection goes here for blowing out the clay. Obviously oil and a piece of foam in here. In the tank, air here is an air filter with a gauge. If it turns red, the filter's clogged, and an oiler. Now, I have just a little cheesy Chinese compressor in my shop. You're going to need a fairly decent sized air connection here. So I would recommend minimum of 5 horse compressor on this unit to keep up. As we go around, now we have the air controls. Basically regulators here, here, and here. This is the ram force, more air pressure, the more force the ram puts down on to the die and to the clay. This is a restrictor on the exhausts, which controls its speed. From my experience with my air, try to set all these gauges at the minimum amount. It'll make everything last a lot longer. Don't crank it up to high speed if you're not needing it. Everything moves a little slower, a little more gentler if at a lower pressure. Purge pressure just is how much air is being blown into the die. And then table force here is the cylinder on the bottom, how it moves the table back and forth, and the table speed. But, you know, ram force, it's up to you from experience and see how it works. Okay, now I want to go over the 2 sensors on the ram for the ram location. This is simulated right now. I have a block of metal in there simulating the height of the die that you may use. This one here should be about midsection in the metal, about that distance, 1/8 inch or 3/16 of an inch. 1/8 inch would be better from the ram when it's all the way down with the aluminum in place here and the die there. So when that's all the way down, that's where that goes. I don't have your exact height of the die you're using, but I try to guesstimate from the drawings you sent me that it's right about there. So you may have to loosen these set screws and move this up and down a little bit to center it up when you have your real die in there. This one here is pretty well set. You shouldn't have to adjust it. I'll reset it right now. As you can see, it's coming back up. The table's coming out. When this is all the way up, it should be right in the center again, all the way in the up section, just like it is. That won't change, but if you ever have to change it or it gets knocked or something happens, that's where it's set. There is a ram at the bottom with sensors on it, fore and aft. Those should be pretty well set and not needed to be changed at all.